السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام بالسعادة والسلامة والصحة والعافية والإخلاص والصبر والسكينة. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome our friends. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. We have been studying the section Yasin, the 36th section of the Quran, and we studied up to 51. Yeah, okay. So, describing the people who opposed the Prophet and even tried some of the supports of the Prophet is described in the Quran. And God punished them, if you like, to use this word. So whatever they were waiting, it suddenly happened to them that they were all destroyed and they were dead. So they didn't have time to make a will, nor shall they return to their family. So that's it. They were dead. Afterwards, afterwards, we went to another section saying that God does not destroy any people while the messengers in there together with them and reciting his message to them, because still it is available for the prophets to speak. But if it becomes impossible not to deliver the message to the people, then there is, for these people, there is no way that they can learn the truth anymore. So the prophet is out, they chased away. So there is no hope and there is no benefit in living in this world for these people. So their inhabitants, the evildoer inhabitants, were destroyed. Afterwards, after they are dead, it means now we can come to our life now. If we don't listen to the prophet, it means prophet is out of my being. If the prophet is out of my being, it means I deserve to be destroyed. Of course, we shouldn't understand this in physical terms. Maybe in the past, it might have happened physically in order to make an example out of them for the people. If you kill or expel the prophets among yourself, your life is worth nothing anymore. And look, these people were just destroyed by God because there is no hope for them to find the truth, because they rejected the prophet, not only rejected the prophet for themselves, but also expelled the prophet from their life. come to our practical life, if I expel the Prophet from my life, what happens to me? I have no hope to find the truth, and I have no hope to gain guidance anymore from anyone, anywhere, because I will be left with myself and the universe. And human questions cannot be answered by myself, and neither can they be answered by the universe itself. It needs an answer, a guidance from the creator of both me and the universe. And if I cut off the uh, revelation, the news, the guide from the creator, my life is worth nothing. That is what we learned from these previous people, the story of the previous people narrated in the Qur'an. We have to be very careful. It is a serious matter. I shouldn't expect that my body will be destroyed. No, physically, uh, they need to be other physical reasons in the creation for this type of destroyal to happen. But this is external factors. But my body is dead by because if my body doesn't sorry, my spirit, oh, I made a great mistake. My spirit is dead. If my spirit is dead, what matters, what is worth for my body to live? Animal. And I mean, you cannot kill animals for nothing. They are innocent. But as far as I am concerned, as a human being, I am nothing but not a human being, but just a living being. So for a human being to live in this world like a living being, only not a human being, is not worth living. So I it means I am dead. So I don't have to wait for my physical or biological body to become dysfunctional, pointless. So these verses are letting me know that if you don't listen to Allah's message, God's guidance for you, you are worth nothing. That is one side of it. But the reality that after my body dies, what will happen? The trump, sorry, وَنْفُخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. The trumpet of resurrection will be blown. You must have heard in every tradition, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, this trumpet of resurrection or trumpet is blown is famous concept among the religious or especially divinely inspired, originally divinely inspired religions. But of course, we have to understand what does it mean. And at once they will rush out of their graves to their Lord. So I asked last week, my friends here who joined the class, whether you liked or not to do this blue questions and some sort of notes shared with you. The heart of the main message of the verses that we are studying. One of you, let me see if this brother is here. No. So one of you sent me an email saying that they are very useful because we concentrate on them. And I think Muawiyah said, I may be wrong, but Muawiyah said, it attracts our attention. Yeah. So it means what I am writing here are the heart of the message that concerns us nowadays. As much as I can gather from my previous readings, so I am sharing my experience, and I found them as to be the most important points that we should discuss together. So the question is, what does trumpet signify here? Do you hear? As far as you and I are concerned, and my question is, do you hear the trumpet blowing in your life? Come on, be courageous and share your ideas. Don't worry if it is right or wrong. Just make it interaction and share it. Think about it. This trumpet business is going on in the Quran a lot of on various and many occasions. In fact, when if you search them, you will find several verses about it. And this with this when the same phrase. So yeah, we hear from the tradition, which is commonly shared by, again, divinely inspired religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, that there is an angel. Yes, and let me complete my sentence, and definitely I will love to listen to you. Now, there is an angel who's called Israfil. Uh, I don't remember how it was called in English. Srafil or something like that. Anne may know it and they can teach me. Inshallah, she can teach me. Inshallah, she can teach us. So uh, the, the angel will blow trumpet first, and then the universe will be destroyed. And then second trumpet, traditionally narrated in this way, this is how the narrative talks about. And the second time trumpet will blow, as it is the case here, people will raise from the graves. That is information, what we hear, but definitely what does it mean for me and how can I really confirm it? Is it possible to experience? And please go ahead and forgive me for delaying your
Oh
delay.
no, that's okay. Um, you had a question a moment ago. Sorry, I have a kind of a cold. You asked a question a moment ago about what does the trumpet mean to you? Or no. Sorry. I think it was, do you hear the trumpet? Was that your question?
Now the question is trumpet. What does trumpet signify
Oh,
here?
um, well, I'm not going to say anything original here. I'm just going to mention what it means to me, which is, I mean, it's me, it's a warning. Um, it's like a wake-up call. I'm not sure that's really what the intention is in the text, but to me, it's
Doesn't matter. Well, you
okay.
are sharing what you feel
Okay,
about it.
it's a warning that's not necessarily a sound. It's a realization that nothing lasts forever. I mean, that sounds really trite, but from this class, I've really come to um internalize this concept of transiency. Um, even one moment doesn't last forever. It's gone. It comes and it's gone. Everything is transient. It's 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 easy to say. It's I think more difficult to internalize because uh, I always felt that everything would last forever. You know, that's just your kind of like naivete. But For me, the trumpet is a warning that at any single moment you won't be here. I won't be here. I will be gone. At any single moment, Allah will decide it's time for me to go.
Yeah,
And I think about that actually as a result of this class. So I thank you for that.
excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. That is, I mean, I agree. I agree. So, do you hear the trumpet blowing? What anybody would like to say? Have you heard of any trumpet blowing? But don't say we are not dead yet. The as Anne said, as Anne said, any moment is disappearing from our eyesight, and a new is created, resurrected. So we can look at this word. But personally, the first time I had the white hair coming, I said, trumpet is blowing for me, reminding physically, get ready. You are getting old. It means you are changing and getting closer and closer and closer to leave this place of this world. So I used to make jokes for this kind of matter, saying that Israfil, can anybody help me to remind how is it called in English? The one who, the angel who blows the trumpet?
Is it Israel?
Can
Oh,
you,
the angel that blows the trumpet, the angel of death. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, no, not angel of death. This is
Oh,
death angel, they call it, I think.
is Israel? I looked up the pronunciation. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Can you write it down,
Oh,
share
yeah, sure.
in
Okay, I'll
chat?
see what I can do.
Yeah, thank you. So
Hmm.
I say the laziest angel is Gabriel. I am talking now. Why? He brings the message to the prophet and that's it. Sleeps, is it? That is how traditionally understood. And the second is laziest angel is Israfil. He blows the trumpet twice in his own life. Very, very lazy angel. But of course, this is a joke. And Death Angel is the busiest. Why? Every day they say how many hundreds of thousands of people are dying. He is really sweating, I say. So, as an extension of this joke, I say, the angel on my right or shoulder is very relaxed because he's going to write good actions. I rarely do. But the one who is on the left shoulder, I'm joking, of course. And because traditionally and literally it is understood in this way. On the left shoulder, oh, he's sweating. He's so busy writing most of. Ali missed it, this one again. Ali neglected this reality. I didn't pay attention to this, and Ali did this kind of mistakes, and he is always making and repeating the same mistakes, recording. Now we are joking, of course. Here, that's what Azrael is death angel. Israfil. Let me write it down. in, I think it is oh, Israel, or in it. These are all Hebrew. Even it is called in is Arabic language. These are all. Let me share it with you. Israfil, Israel, Israel. So Mikael and Gabriel. You all know that El means in uh, in Hebrew God. Yeah, Elohim, the short form of Elohim. So Israel, Azrael, God is Azra. Israel, God is Isra. Babel, God is Bab, God is Tor. It's Hebrew. I don't know Hebrew, but I know this word only, almost. Now, okay, where are we going? Ed. Now, joke aside, let's be serious now. Let me be serious. So, any time, as rightly put it by our friend Anne, the time passes is a kind of trumpet is blown, and a new creation takes place. Trumpet is blown again, resurrection. A man dies, trumpet blows again. A star galaxy dies, trumpet is blown again. And a new star and galaxy is born, trumpet blown again. After I die, that will be this kind of sequential creation, acts of creation will be continuing in existence. That is God's way of creating. But in this world, it God teaches us that He is operating on us continuously, and we cannot really interfere into His operation. Of course, these kind of activities are transferred from God. Order is from God. God wills, and they transferred into material form. That is how we understand the existence. But does God need angel? The one who creates the universe doesn't need anyone to help him. Angels are not helpers. Angels are not executors. God is the executor. For me to understand how I interpret the universe, how I can make sense of the universe, looking at it and seeing that the source of existence must be the absolute one, an absolute being, but how can I really experience the absolute being? I can't. So it must be transformed. His qualities, in fact, not the absolute being, his qualities must be manifested in a created form. And this transformation is explained in the language of any revelation as angels are getting the order from the creator, order of existence from the creator, and transferring them, these orders, which are God's wills, into this material, transient, limited forms. For example, I am a limited, created. Here is, I start from here, and all of them is at the most 6 feet or 5 feet, whatever. And my weight is there. That's it. But if you look at me, you can see the will manifested in me must be an absolute one because he located me within the context of the universe, so I can imagine the galaxies and I can understand, make sense of the existence of everything. So I am in inseparable connection with the rest of the universe. So I understand why the angels are mentioned in the Quran to help me, not only in the Quran, all revelations, divine revelations, the angels are mentioned heavily, not a lot in Bible, but in Hebrew Bible, what this Christians say, Old Testament. The Jews really feel offended by this language. What do you mean by old? So insult, they take it. Maybe I agree with the Jews. I don't. I always avoid using Old Testament, New Testament, and also make joke again the newest testament. So the Old Testament Torah, New Testament the Bible, the newest testament is the Quran. But I don't agree with this terminology. It is just a joke. I love jokes. So, okay, let's come back to the subject. So we understood what really trumpet is. God's decree is announced in practical terms, practiced, in created, manifested. So in order to understand this very subtle angel problem, some people say, I believe in angels, but I mean, we must be really intellectually satisfied about it. Really. So I use this artist and the piece of art that he produces. So artist is the quality of artistry or whatever it is. Let's say he's which kind of artist he can be. Okay, the simple one is the painter artist, simple one and very classical one. But he's a very talented painter. So how can I know his quality? Only he manifests it in a limited form on a canvas, and only one, that's human being, only one piece, two pieces, and separately. But when I see these art pieces of art, I say, it is made by an artist who has completely different realm of existence. Nothing to do with this past paint, nothing to do with this canvas at all. Something completely different. So if I am the part of the art, I cannot imagine the artist at all. But a conscious piece of the art can imagine it must exist, whatever it is, can understand, as we understand, the universe must have a creator. But I cannot imagine his realm of existence or his nature of essence of existence. I cannot imagine. So that is why this transfer for the artist, because he is a created being, for the artist, what he has to do, because he's a created being, he has to take a pen or pencil or brush and make the art. No, it needs a means to transfer. That is a human need. But Quran speaks to human beings in terms of their capacity to perceive. And he says, angels, not the brushes, not the hand. So angels are doing this, and you can understand this. Although the art is limited, but you understand that this art must come from a conscious, real, existent being. That is how we reason. We are giving the capacity to reason intellectually in order to conclude about the source of the existence of the universe. That is why this kind of figurative language is heavily employed in all scriptures, nothing less about this reality in the Quran as well. Here is وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. Now, another matter that I shared with you on the screen here, there is a very famous, and also very serious commentator of the Quran who is called Qatada. Now, he's a very serious man. So he reads this phrase, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. He reads, which is possible to read, grammatically correct, and also according to spirit of the Quran is correct, according to concept of context of this verse is correct. So no one opposed it, but of course, majority of the commentators took the general tradition, conventional way of reading the Quran, pronouncing the Quran, in fact. Nothing is changing here. But you know this, follow my cursor, these ones, the diacritical elements here are not original to the Quranic text. That is information, whether good for you or not, doesn't matter. But you know that if you hear, for example, I am going to mention here, rather than reading وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, Qatada said it is better to pronounce it as وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, which is absolutely justifiable. None of the Mufassirun, commentators rejected it. Yes, it is possible, but we will follow conventional way. So Qatada's reading means what? Spirit is breathed. I made a mistake. Spirit is breathed. Sorry, why is it that? But yeah, the spirit is breathed into the body, which means this. Look, meaning is completely changed, but essence-wise is the same. Your trumpet of resurrection will be blown what? Spirit will be given a new body. Now, the same meaning, spirit breathed into the body. What does it mean? No, so he is not referring it to the trumpet, but suwer. Suwer means this appearance. The suwer is the word which is the plural of surat. So those who are speaking Turkish, definitely Arabic and Urdu, or the subcontinent Muslim people speak languages, Bengali, they are familiar with the word surat. If they know Bengali of Urdu, of other languages there used by Muslim population. So suwer is the plural of it. It means body is the, how do you say, and external appearance, surat, external appearance. Well, for example, If you look at me, you see my body. You don't see me. We have to be aware of this reality. You don't see me, you see my flesh. So, in order to see me, you have to uh, communicate with me, share feelings with me, happiness with me, or, I mean, sadness, sharing the some events which is not really pleasant for us, but not in existence, but we don't like it. So accompany me and they said, Ali, don't worry, I understand your pain. Calm down, be patient, this kind of, please trust in God. He knows what he's doing. This kind of exchange, then you are communicating with Ali. Otherwise, by looking at me, touching my hand is flesh relationship, nothing to do with Ali. So we have to understand the surat is body. That is why I translated spirit is breathed into the body. Outward appearance. So the universe also is the body. The spirit of the universe is the meaning it transfers to us, the message of the qualities of its creator manifesting in it is the spirit of the universe. And the meaning of the universe, I love this comparison, or the comparisons. The meaning of the universe corresponds exactly what the message of the Quran says. So I love this expression who Nursi uses this. The Quran is the spirit of the universe. In one of the classes we had in NYU, Islamic Center of NYU, one of the very, very newly converted sister sent me an exciting email, and I read it today because I received it this morning. That's why it is fresh in my mind. She said, this comparison and the way of explaining the Quranic message and the message we gather from the universe and how they correspond to each other, how they really confirm to each other. In one of the lessons, discussions we mentioned this in there, and she exchanged it and loved it. I said, "Oh, really? It makes sense to me now." Now that's why I just use this Qatade's way of reading, pronouncing the Quran. There are various ways of pronunciation of words also in. I hear some people say advertisement, some people say advertisement, this kind of differences are very human. All right. Any question about this subject? This verse? Shall we move on? I will. If you don't, as long as there is no voice, I will continue. Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. What does it mean? They will say, how terrible for us. Yeah, it means what awful things that we have done. Who has raised us up from our resting place? It means as if we are waking up. While we are sleeping, we don't know what's going on. When we wake up, I still exist, thank God. Yeah, that is exactly a small miniature example of resurrection, that we wake up after sleep. So who has raised up from our resting place. This is what the merciful had promised. It is interesting. And the messengers told the truth. I realize now. Ah, it is too late, but I realize it. So this is what rough translation of the verse is. And my points and questions are here. What does resting place mean for us now? It's really interesting. Any thought? Think about it while I'm thinking, while I'm speaking, because silence is not good. But think about it. Resting place mean for us now. I'm thinking of my age. Okay, Afshan, please go ahead.
What I see a lot, doctor, I see a lot of people, including myself, getting very easily distracted. So it can be by pleasureful things, something that's fun, or even it can be something stressful, negative. But we are so distracted, and it's almost like you're asleep in your distractions, even though you're actually busy doing something, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're so that's it. That's what I think.
Yeah, excellent. I am very happy and excited to hear this. Oh, again. Yeah. I'm very happy. Thank you very much. Exactly uh, what I understood. Resting place is the time we spend in negligence. Exactly what you said. I remember my youth. I thought life is eternal. And I'm entertaining my life. Well, I mean, try to do something, but generally speaking, I'm saying I'm trying to learn, but I didn't take really the transient nature of this world, the fleeting nature of this world, just going, continuously going. I didn't pay attention to it. And at a certain time, something happened to me. Alhamdulillah, I'm very pleased. That was a wake-up call. I found myself in hospital. Oh God. Oh, my resting place is disturbed. I am seriously, somebody is really poking me. Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up. That is exactly what really I took it seriously. I took it seriously. I said, I thought I am still young, but mm-mm, no. Wake up, Ali, wake up. Now, who has raised up from our resting place? And the beautiful combination of the words here, this is what the All-Merciful had promised us. Now, the second blue sentence here, why do the deniers say when they are raised, the merciful promised us? It is interesting. No, not promised us. There is no, in the original of the word, there is no promise. Yeah, us, there is no us. I'm sorry. There are, but I said, practically speaking, the merciful promised. Why? While I was in the hospital, uh, it was something really, really serious. Alhamdulillah, I was happy. Why? This is a merciful reminder. Otherwise, I would never come to my mind or to my reality and accept my reality that I'm going to die. This is just a training place. What am I doing? Am I really getting ready for the destination that where I am going, where I am being taken? So this is just that school that I have to learn. That is when I read this verse for myself, applicable to my real life experience now, I say any wake up call, waking up, raising up from my resting place is a merciful uh, action. No, we have to understand all the illnesses, though rarely happen, but illnesses, problems, troubles, or problems of life, anything really disliked, disturbing for us, all are to be understood as a merciful actions. So even those people who don't believe in God, though they didn't believe in God while in the world, but I understood that he was the one who now raised up us, was a merciful one who reminded me on many occasions, and unfortunately I didn't take notice of his merciful warnings. That is really interesting. Quran says you will understand that my warnings, my prophets, that from time to time I gave you illness, I did something that you couldn't really prevent it. These are out of my mercy. Understood now? They say yes, but unfortunately it is too late for us. Afshan, please.
Doctor, I have a question. When I read this verse, I thought they say how terrible for us who has raised us from our resting place. This is their statement. And I read like the Quran is answering them, this is what you were promised, and the messengers told the truth. Is this incorrect? Like, how do you know that both statements are coming from they?
Now, did you
I'm
read?
confused.
It is possible. It is possible to read this verse by stopping here. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا, full stop or semicolon. God says هذا ما وعد الرحمن, but this is possible, but not doesn't really go smoothly. Now, وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ, what these people say. Now, Ya Veilana, there is no expression in English to translate Ya Veilana. They say classical, those translations use classical language, woe on us, or woe upon us. And how terrible for us. It was our mistake. Man, it is too late. Come on, boy, what is that? Why I did this mistake? This kind of complaining about themselves, this how terrible for us. Now we are in trouble now. That is completely our mistake. I am so sorry, but really it is too late. This kind of confession, Yahweh lana. So I would rather read it as this translation says, and as we are talking here, woo on us. It means, oh man, it is too bad of me. How could I do this mistake? So, men ba'athana min marqadina. Who made us this? This one must be the one who is the merciful one who kept reminding me while I was in the world. Now, وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ, and the messengers were really the true messengers, and they were telling the truth. The context really makes a sound whole. So uh, uh, it is when you can put a full stop or semicolon here. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا stop. هذا قال الله هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلين. But صدق المرسلين is God doesn't say that. So people say this or don't say this. They either reject it or they say that they confirm. Sadaqah means to confirm the mursal. They told the truth. The messengers told the truth. So it goes this way much better. The other one is the forced translation, and comes from a bias, I believe. Oh, yeah. Okay, Anne, please.
Excuse me. I kind of agree with the sister's comment
Yeah.
about that being a pause or a stop of some kind.
Yeah.
Because then the question is what you have here in blue, which is, how can the deniers, why did the deniers say the merciful if they didn't believe in God while in the world?
Mhm.
To me, if you put a stop there, then that question, you don't need to answer that question. But since you're suggesting or emphasizing that that's not really a full stop, then it really does become a question of of why are they referring to the merciful all of a sudden? They didn't even think about the merciful while in this world. So how can all of a sudden they think about the merciful? That is a little confusing for me too.
This is confusing for you.
No, the question, yeah, a little bit. Like if they had no thought about the merciful in this world, it's not in their consciousness.
Yeah.
Why would they all of a sudden mention the merciful?
Yeah. Now, very simple, Anne and Afshan, all our friends here, very simple. After you realize the truth, because resurrection is the realization of the truth, isn't it? To really say that, oh, here I am, everything turned out to be true. I was rejecting in the world. When you realize the truth, you understand that you and I, all of us understand that. I understood, for example, when I found myself in the hospital, I understood, oh, this is a merciful reminder because I never thought that I would be in hospital. When I was young, whoa, you know, I was very active and energetic and successful in the world and in my studies. I didn't think that my life has an end. So after realizing the truth, you see that these unwanted events, undesired events were a merciful warning. I realize that. I experience that. And we should experience in our life. If something happens, goes against our expectations, causes disappointments in our life, and something that we have been expecting to happen, and now it happens. Yeah, to get this job, and now I get it. We have to understand that, yes, you see, God is reminding you, you are not the one who decides about your life. I am the one who decides it. Ah, yeah, that is why I am here. I am here to realize, to understand who I am. What is within my power? Nothing. I am always using what is given to me. I have to be really thankful for the one who gives, and he is the merciful one, reminding me. That makes sense to me, but I don't know. Think about it. If there is a reminder, don't you say, for example, God forbid, you are speaking to your friend and you just lost yourself in the conversation and just jumped into the crossroad and the traffic is running fast. Somebody pulls you back. This is a typical example. Although it hurts you, it disturbs your normal life, don't you think that this pulling back is after you realize that, oh, this person saved my life, don't you think that it is a merciful hurting? Merciful hurting? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Is so maybe this raises for me another question, which is I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but
Of course, we are all, yes?
um it how is it possible to continually deny when there's so many signs that life is transient?
You arrogance? The only arrogance, because I love the Quran when it says, كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. No, the human beings become so arrogant when they see themselves as self-sufficient, as if they existed by themselves. They are not responsible for anybody, for their being, and everything they use in the universe, take it as if free, uh, happened by itself. And these people become so arrogant that I believe, in fact, people deny the Creator just because they take arrogant attitude. But some of them get outspoken about it and say that I am not going to believe in God. There is no such thing. I exist by myself. Some of them are just using negligence, and it means I'll just take care of my life. That's it, and let's see what happens after I die. Most probably, I'm going to disappear from existence anyways, or just not think about it. The reason is when they realize the truth, reality, they confess this. it was a merciful promise. So, yeah. And it was a merciful who promised us this. But I didn't know that I didn't accept this was a merciful one. Because after resurrection, these deniers and enemies of the prophets says this. But I understand that in as far as this verse is speaking to me, don't wait until you are resurrected. This is an example for you. The Quran says, you will be resurrected. You will resurrect yourself now by realizing the truth.
I know we're out of time, but can I make one more observation about this notion of self-sufficiency?
Yeah.
Having been raised in the Western, tradition in this country, since all kids, even now, starting in kindergarten or even earlier, and then as they go through school, self-sufficiency is usually a highly valued American virtue. It actually goes back to the time of the American frontier, when the people moved out west. Self-sufficiency was the only way that you could survive. So it's been a long-standing American value. And I think that's also a big problem in coming to the realization that we aren't, because the message is from the educational system, at least in America, that you should be.
I am very well aware of it. That is the difference between revelation-based civilization and secular-based civilization, fundamentally. But this concept of self-sufficiency is used as far as the purposes, achievements of this world is concerned. But as far as my bodily life until I die is concerned, self-sufficiency is correct. But I have to encourage my children when they were young. Yes, mentioning the name, there is no need to mention the names. So let's say the name is Jane. Yes, Jane, you can do it. Come on, come on. That is self-sufficiency within the very confined area of worldly life. But the Quran doesn't speak about it. Quran speaks about eternal life in the context of eternal life. It is self-sufficiency in the context of eternal life means only God is self-sufficient. All the rest is dependent on him. That is the fundamental difference from secular civilization and revelation-based civilization. But by the way, I would like to share my idea about one concept you used while you were speaking, which is very important. Raised in the Western country, in America. I don't know about this reality of this term is, because whether you are aware of it or not, my friend Anne, all the world, including never exceptional, the Muslim world became America. Do you know that? Secular.
Oh, I'm actually extremely aware of that. So I guess I shouldn't limit the comment to American educational system. at all.
In Turkey the same, in Egypt the same.
Okay.
Everywhere it is this globalization is the reality. Internet is finished. All the boundaries are became now just imaginations, fake. There is no for secularism, there is no boundary. There is no boundary. Even you cannot believe.
Exactly right.
Go to Saudi Arabia, maybe they are more secularist than the Americans. You cannot believe. Don't be cheated by the azan. You know, the call to prayer is announced. The people are praying. Don't be cheated. People's heart is bumping for the word only. So that's my observation. So let me, I think the time is up, but the last point here, Imam Ali and Ibn Abbas, both of them are companions of the Prophet, read this verse, man ba'athana, as min, not man. It means, again, this the way it is read, what was the word for it? Diacritical, rather than man, they read
Diacritical. Yeah.
the diacritical. Min ba'athana. Men ba'athana, who has raised up? Min ba'athina, how terrible for us now that we are raised up from our resting place, not who. For us now that we are raised from our resting place, because they would prefer to remain in their negligence. That is a little bit detailed, but interesting detail. I said, I think you can appreciate this kind of slight differences in the way the scholars discussed about this, classical scholars discussed about this. So nowadays, the people don't really mention this kind of things, and they may be aware of it, but they don't really teach people. So lastly, Feriha wrote something. A negligent student knows that they are rejecting their assignments assigned by the teacher so they can pass the class. So when they fail, I'm extending Feriha. If you don't agree, please let me know. Let us know. When the student fail at the graduation, there is no degree, they will say, oh, what a pity on me. This is better, maybe. How pity on us. Is it the right English? How pity on us, or how pity. Can you say this?
I think it would be how pitiful.
Sorry?
How pitiful. Pitiful. Pitiful.
Pitiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
How pitiful for us. Is it correct?
Yes.
So I will change it. This is much better. Terrible. No. How pitiful for us uh, that that student who failed and didn't get the degree will say when the graduation day comes, and when he doesn't get the degree, he says, how pitiful on me that I didn't listen to my teacher. She or he was really a merciful teacher, but I didn't take notice of it. She was really begging me to to be careful about my assignments, but I didn't take notice of him. So after realizing, we, on human beings, say, if they realize, but if they insist, then when they are resurrected, they will definitely realize. But it means it is human nature, it is human future or character that one day will definitely come and we will realize what the truth is, And all the remindings, warnings to us while we are living in this world is nothing but out of mercy. I think this makes clear. Now, the best example Feriha gave us, students understand when they fail, that all the warnings of the teacher were nothing but out of mercy. Is it clear, inshallah? No response.
Oh,
But
I mean, I didn't have I didn't know what the question was, but
is it clear
how
that
pitiful is, I think,
yeah,
I like pitiful better than terrible.
yeah. And also this example Feriha gave us helped me understand better this example of the student. So inshallah, we will wake up and we will see the merciful promise and what the merciful one is promising us and what the messengers are bringing to us is true before really before the day of resurrection while we are here in this world, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله